Okay, I'm gonna be really honest today. My book almost didn't exist, and not because I didn't want to write it, but because I nearly let fear, perfectionism, and self doubt win. Hey, lovely, I'm Tabby, a skin health specialist, author, and soft life girly helping sensitive souls feel confident in their skin again through my skin triangle method. Here we talk all things skin, nervous system healing, and the slow, gentle lifestyle shifts that actually last. So grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's dive in. When I first started writing Unmasking Acne, I don't think I realised quite what I was doing. It was kind of the mentality where it was just like, yeah, I'd like to write a book. So I'm just going to start writing down my knowledge. I was doing it as I was graduating from my beauty medicine diploma, and with that came a lot of new knowledge. And because of that, I thought, this is something that I want to be mainstream. Like, I want everybody to have access to this type of knowledge that can completely shift and change their life and how they deal with their skin health, with their skin confidence, and just help people feel better in themselves. So it didn't really start to kind of hit me fully until probably this year, a few months ago, when I kind of sat down with myself and I thought, I could write this book for years. I could write it and write it and write it, and there could be no end because there's always more things you can add and change and edit. And I realised that I should probably set like a publishing date, because I was just like, if I don't set one, there never will be one. And I think that was kind of the moment where I had the realization of, oh my God, who am I to write this? Of course, I have all of the experience, all of the knowledge, and it still doesn't feel like enough. Like, that imposter syndrome has been very loud, very loud. And even today, and today that I'm recording this is the day that my book is actually being published. Very exciting. I have felt nothing but kind of like grief all day, and this should be a day where it feels like nothing but celebration and excitement. Don't get me wrong, those things are very present as well, but I feel so emotional and weary and weird. And I think it's because of that fear of being seen that I think I touched on in last week's episode. And that fear of being seen has followed me since I had acne as a teenager and being bullied for that. And potentially it could have even started before that when I was younger as well. But that was definitely when it was most prominent. And the fear of being seen has definitely kind of bled into all areas of my life, even my professional career, even when I'm getting, these incredible results for people and we're clearing people's skin and they're sending me messages being like, oh my God, like you've changed my life. I'm now able to go outside without makeup on, all of these things. But for some reason, my mind still says, like, you're an imposter. Like, who are you to do this? Who are you to write a book? Like, it's so strange, like that your mind like really does this. Like, even when you've got tangible evidence right in front of you that what you do and what you have done has worked and helped people, it's still like there is this part of you that's just like, nah, can't be you. Can't be us. Like, who are we to do this? And I think a lot of it does stem from that fear of being seen and the pressure of wanting every detail to be perfect. Because when you're putting yourself out there and you're scared of being seen and people reading your work and seeing what you've done and what you're putting out there, it can be really easy to kind of procrastinate actually putting yourself out there, because that is easier. And if you're constantly just in this kind of cycle of it needs to be perfect, it needs to be perfect, it needs to be perfect, and then you wait and you put it off, and months and years can go by before you get your finished result. And that can be really frustrating because you have something to share, but you're too scared to do it. So, this is why I absolutely live by that quote. feel the fear and do it anyways. I live by this every single day because I feel so much fear on the day to day. It is honestly debilitating at times. Like, there is nothing more that I want to do to cocoon in my bed, stay inside with the curtains closed all day, every day. That is the the level of fear that I feel. But I think the motivation that I find is the idea that it's uncomfortable being where I am right now, and it's uncomfortable being where I'm going. So, what's the difference? Either I can stay still, not move forward, not achieve what I want to achieve, and be in this, bed situation, not leaving the house and not doing the things I want to do. But it'll still be uncomfortable because then I have to sit with the feeling of I'm not accomplishing things, I'm not being successful, I'm not doing what I want to do. And that kind of debilitates you in that own way. And so the fear of staying where I am is definitely a lot louder than the fear of being where I want to go. And that is definitely what motivated me to get a move on with this book, to announce, the publishing date, and to kind of just stop trying to edit the book. Because, like I said, I did want every detail to be perfect. And there was a lot of setbacks. There was editing issues and mistakes, and there was times that I just wanted to be like, yep, I'm not publishing this book at all. It's not happening. But again, the fear of staying where I am was so much louder that I just had to take the leap. And there was such a messy period with this book. Even 5 days ago, before the publishing date, I received all of the pre-ordered copies and I found an error in the book that I hadn't seen before. And unfortunately, it was too late. So if you got your first edition of Unmasking Acne, it is a very, very unique and original because of this error in the book, which I guess makes it more special. And that's how I'm trying to phrase it in my brain. But I think it's about page 350. It's in the After Acne section of the book. And there is a number 6 and 7 at the top of that page, which is just like an error. And I was like, oh my God, I can't send the book out like this. And I just had to kind of think about it. And I was like, no, even most books will have some type of error in, and it does make it more special as a first edition to kind of have this error in it, even if it makes me internally want to scream and cry at the same time. It definitely added to that fear of being seen. Oh, it's so evident all of the time. But I sent all of the pre-orders out today. My post office loves me. There was a lot of scanning going on. But yeah, they're on their way to people. A few people have already got theirs already who kind of live locally. And I am so scared. I'm so terrified of people reading my book. I'm also excited, and I know that I'm going to help change people's lives and give people the education that they need and they require to move forward with their skin health, with their confidence. But also, it feels like I definitely put a piece of my soul into this book, and for people to receive that and to witness that is terrifying. It's so scary. There is so much vulnerability in this book. And yeah, it's coming with so much fear. But that's okay. It's one of those things I'm processing and dealing with, and nervous system regulation is definitely kind of helping me on this journey because it is an exciting thing. It is such an exciting thing to be able to say I'm now officially a published author. That is crazy. That is crazy. When I started this book, I knew I wanted to publish the book, but I don't think I really processed the fact of when I do finish the book, it publishes, and then that makes me an author, and then that means people can read it. I don't think I really kind of considered what happened after, which is so silly. But yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? So yeah, I definitely just realised done is better than perfect. And I just had to keep going because the mission for this book was so much more than the fear of me being seen, right? Like, I know I'm going to help people, and if I can help one single person by publishing this book, then my whole journey with my skin has been worth it to be able to help someone else on their journey. And that's how I kind of see it, and that's what's kind of helping me show up imperfectly, because showing up imperfectly is still showing up powerfully. Um, and if you wait until you feel ready, you'll just never do it. So the courage comes in the doing, unfortunately. But the book is here. The book has been published. You can now buy it worldwide on Amazon. Very, very exciting. And a few weeks ago was the first time that I was ever able to hold it in my hands. And I felt so incredibly fulfilled and emotional. It was one of those moments that I will never forget, and it was such a milestone for me because having tangible physical copy of my book in my physical hands was so crazy. And I think a lot of people around me that know me personally are kind of having that realization as well. Like even my mum's friend, my mum went in to work with my book today and some cakes to celebrate me, which is so cute. And one of her friends and work colleagues apparently said to her like, "Oh my god, it's like an actual book." And my mum was like, yeah. And she was like, "I didn't realize it would be like a real book." And that was definitely my thought process as well. Like it's so different seeing it like go from a Word document to something that I can physically put on a bookshelf. And yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And I'm definitely going to put it up on display in my room. I need it like like a focal point, like this is what I've accomplished. I've actually started making a little corner at the moment. It's got the newspaper article that was written about me recently, and it's got my Skin Specialist of the Year award on the wall as well, because I ranked 21st in the UK, and I'm definitely going to put my book up as well, and probably some other little inspiring things, maybe some quotes and things. So if you watch my YouTube, you'll definitely see those in the back of my YouTube, which is Tabitha Isabel, by the way, if you did want to go over and watch some of my videos on there. But yeah, that moment was just so incredible, and it definitely made me feel a lot better about this whole fear thing. But it definitely kind of made me think as well and reflect on not being able to have that moment if I'd actually given into self doubt and actually let that fear consume me and actually gave up when I wanted to give up the 100,000 million time, because that moment was worth all of those kind of fears, all of those scary moments, the moment where I could physically hold it and be like, oh my god, yes, like I'm a published author, like that's my face on a book, and there's my face again, and there's my face again. It's just covered in pictures of me. I'm very Leo. But it definitely made me reflect on that. And this is your sign as well, to not let perfectionism rob you of your story, your business, your glow, and your journey, because getting to that end point is so worth it. I mean, I was driving the other day and I was driving home and I was feeling that fear again because it was, it was coming. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm publishing my book on Monday. Like it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. This is terrifying. Like what if people don't like it?" All those like mind monkeys, like we call them, all those like limiting beliefs, and like, oh my god, I'm gonna get so much criticism, so much hate, like people aren't gonna agree with me, people are gonna have lots of things to say. And then I was driving home and I saw this rainbow, and it just felt like it was the most beautiful reminder in that moment where I was just like, yeah, like I've gotten to the pot of gold, like I'm at the end of the rainbow and I've gotten this physical book, like I've gotten to my milestone. And the journey was beautiful because the rainbow doesn't come without the rain, and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow would never be worth the value if you didn't weather the storm. And that's kind of how I kind of took in that moment, and I was like, okay, I feel a bit more reassured. The fear is still there, but I'm still going one foot like in front of the other, because Well, there's no backing out now. It was like days before. But yeah, to have not kind of shared what I want to share with the world would have been a great loss, I think, because I know that it is going to help people and it has helped people already. And I hope that kind of resonates with you on your journey as well. That if you feel like you have things to share and you can help people, then you have to do it. No matter what it takes, you have to keep going. You'll get there, even if it's scary. You just gotta keep going, one foot in front of the other. You'll get there and you'll get your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And if that looks like a book with your face on it like 3 different times, then so be it. If this episode resonated with you, you have to grab your copy of Unmasking Acne, the book that I've been talking about this whole episode. It honestly is my heart, my journey, my soul, and all the tools that have helped me heal. And it's now available on Amazon worldwide. Yay! But if you do grab a copy, please tag me at Skin Health Specialist on social media when it arrives, because seeing you hold the book means everything to me. Like I was saying, like having that tangible physical copy is such a surreal feeling. So seeing you guys have it as well is just, maybe it'll help me process it a little bit more, if nothing else. But yeah, if you've read it already, leave a review. Helps more than you know, so please do. And it really gets the book in front of the people who really need it. So I'm kind of scouting you as well. Help spread the mission. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to make an impact. You just have to be brave enough to start. I'm Tabby. I'm sending you so much love, and I shall see you next week in another episode of Unmasking Skin. I'll see you then.